Hello, everybody. It's OCD Mikey Boy here with another installment of OCD Mikey Hi-Fi Show. And the craziest dude to ever sell hi-fi on the internet. I'll guarantee it. So what I've got today is going to be fun. We're going to go through some cables, okay? We're going to go through cables because this is just the most fun of everything because there's so much opinion on it that it's bound to start something with somebody. So, but I want to show, a lot of people ask me, what's the difference between the Grand Illusion copper and the Grand Illusion silver? And I'm going to step around to the front here, and you'll have to excuse my COVID ass looking, whatever I look like. I probably look like a complete shot, but, I haven't looked at myself today. So, this is the Grand Illusion copper. Okay, it's a foil power cord. All my cables that I make and that I create I'll use flat foils instead of round wire, because it's less distortion than round wire. And so I've got one that's full. Look at that, I even got spaghetti sauce. It's like Italian over here. Hey, don't. So with this, this is the copper, and then I've got a silver. Well, they'll be on the back of the, well, here's one. This is one version of the silver. And so it's a little more extravagant. I just tried this, doing these types jackets at one point, but I didn't stick with it. It was just kind of cool. I made a couple of them. For like shows, you can hang them off the back of the gear and be like, yeah, that's kind of like the whole idea behind it. Silver, I don't know if you can see that, but that's handmade with silver. I just fabricated a plug, put it in a cylinder, backfilled it with epoxy, and worked it out. So anyways, beyond all that stuff, let's listen to the difference between silver. Okay, so I'm going to put the copper in now, and I'll talk to you while I'm doing this. So what I want you to listen for when you're checking this out, because it's not going to be something that's just like an overall giant thing. You're listening for a refinement, okay? Normally, the silver one is the more refined. Where you want to listen for the difference here is you want to listen to like the highs and like any sort of kind of ambient cues. So, in other words, you want to listen for like that last one that we were just listening to. You want to listen for like the hi-hat. You want to listen for any little bells or things or ding or little details like that, because that will tell you that that's where you're looking for the difference. The silver will give you a better image than the copper will usually, It gives you the biggest improvement you'll ever hear, and maybe I'll fish one out, is the difference between the copper and a round wire cable. And then between silver and copper, you're going to hear just a refinement. But the major difference is the difference between the, from having round wire and then copper. So right now we're going to put in the copper, and then we're going to listen to those same songs. Listen to the same songs and see if we can hear the difference. Listen for like detail cues. So cymbals, any little like sound effect things. If there's layering in instruments and there's vocals and stuff, things that layer over one another, listen for the distinction between the layers. So like if you hear a piano behind a vocal, you want to listen for the separation of the piano and the vocal. How separate are they in their individual states? And you should be able to, with a better cable, you'll hear that distinction between them even better when it's layered. The layers will kind of just pull apart. So let's listen for that. And the tubes are warming up on the DAC right now, as you can see. And any second they'll be up to operating speed. There they are. Okay. Haven't played with the volume. Same thing. Let's listen again, and we'll start with the Blood, Sweat, and Tears. And again, don't forget to look at the time code in my description so you can toggle back and forth. You'll be able to just instantaneously go back and forth between cables. Here we go.
If I ever hurt you, baby, you know I hurt myself as well. Is that in a way for a man to carry on? You think he wants his little loved one gone? I love you, baby, more than you'll ever know. More than you'll ever know. When I wasn't making too much money, you know where my paycheck.
Let's put this thing in and listen.
If I ever hurt you, baby, you know I hurt myself as well. Is that in a way for a man to carry on? You think he wants his little loved one gone? I love you, baby, more than you'll ever know. More than you'll ever know. When I wasn't making too much money, you know where my paycheck went. You know I'm going home to baby.
Okay, so we want to listen to those horns and listen for harshness. See if they're smoother with the silver than they are with the other power chords. Okay, now we have the Grand Illusion Statement, the latest silver power chord.
If I ever hurt you, baby, you know I hurt myself as well. Is that in a way for a man to carry on? You think he wants his little loved one gone? I love you, baby, more than you'll ever know. More than you'll ever know.
Okay, so I can hear, yeah, I mean it's a whole ambience thing. You know, it's like when it gets to this point, it's just like the easiest descriptor is to just say it's more real sounding, you know, with the silver than say with that regular power chord. I hope you guys can hear it because it is very subtle and it's in the like the minutiae, if you will, of the music, and it's not in the part. It's in the part that you don't hear, or the part of that's not music, which is so weird. But that's where you hear it. You hear it in the stuff that's not music in the recording. The music is going to be close, but the stuff that's not music, it's got a different feel. It's got a different ambience. It's got a different weight. It's got a different fatigue factor. It's just smoother with the silver, and it doesn't. Those horns didn't like the horns with the copper molded plug. Just kind of grated on me, you know. But without, it's smooth, and I hope we can hear that in the recording. Okay, so next, since we're doing this, I'm going to see if I have some interconnects. I'm going to do a change in an interconnect or a change in a USB or something like that. So hang on, let me find something. Okay, so now I just changed the interconnects from the preamp down to the crossover. It's a little short one, but it's still like a couple feet long. Let's listen, and we change it from silver foil, which was in there, to copper foil in a little different build design. Let's see what we got. Here we go.
ever hurt you, baby, you know I hurt myself as well. Is that in a way for a man to carry on? You think he wants his little loved one gone. I love you, baby, more than you'll ever know. More than you'll ever know. When I wasn't making too much money, you know where my pay.
Okay, so that was the Interconnect, the RCA from the preamp to the crossover. That was the copper one. Next, let's try speaker cables. I've got some famous ones that I'll compare mine to. Hang on. Wrong pause. Okay, so I've got some of these puppies here so I can compare to mine. These are, of course, Analysis Plus. Probably heard of these things. They're patented. And this is called a Solo Crystal Oval 8 speaker wire. Let's put these things in and see how they compare. Hang on. Boy, I should make you guys just suffer through that with me. Oh, I just changed out the speaker cable. I mean, it takes, 15 minutes of bent over, 15 to 20 of bent over behind the rig, fitting the damn spades on there when they're not fitting correctly and all this, Then I make it look like nothing when I pause like this. You see a seamless things switch out magically like nothing. But I'm really over here working my tail off, bending over behind the rig, moving all sorts of crap, sweating my little fat titties off, and for you guys, all for you guys. So anyway, recognize. Okay, so right now we're gonna play these Analysis Plus. I put them on the tweeters since I'm on monos on each side. That means I had to pick an amp, so I put them on the tweeters. And let's see how they compare at doing from 2,000 hertz and up. Okay, let's go. Here we go. Start with this one.
Say I told you so. And if I ever hurt you, baby, you know I hurt myself as well. Is that in a way for a man to carry on? You think he wants his little loved one gone. I love more than you'll ever know. More than you'll ever know. When I wasn't making too much money, you know where my paycheck went.
Okay, so there was Analysis Plus, Oval Silver, over, I don't know what the hell they were, Oval 8 or something, solo, something. And I'm getting tired, so I think I'm out of here. And we don't want to make this too long. So there was a cool little thing. I'm going to listen to it now and see what it sounds like. But remember, up in the description of this video, you will see time code, and you just hover your mouse over those numbers and press, and it will go right to that part of the video, and you can avoid all my jibber jabber and go right to the music. And then you can compare. You can click on one and then click on the other. It can be like the same song, and you can go, with the silver power chord, without the silver power chord, and just kind of hear. You'll be able to toggle back and forth and hear A and B it right on the fly like that. So it makes it super handy for what we're doing. Okay, so that's it. I will see you later. So have a good one. Bye.